Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn. 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
All comes down to this. The next generation, a new destroyer. For family, history, legacy. Eubank Jr. versus Benn, April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Where's Oscar?
Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground. Oscar Bevis is down the other end.
Oscar should be interviewing me.
Ben Shalom here in London ahead of a massive week. Would you say this is the biggest week of your promotional career so far?
No.
Really? What is?
Ulmer Boxer 1. Manchester Arena.
Back to the roots. Humble.
Come on.
I like it. All right, second biggest. Of
Second
your career,
biggest.
Yeah?
Third biggest. We'll see.
What's second biggest?
I think Conor was big.
Okay, yeah.
For me at the time
And you
because
were
I
the
was
sole
just starting.
promoter,
I know
yeah.
it's just starting out. Shields Marshall was big. Eubank Smith twice was big. Look, this has the potential to blow everything out the water, and numbers wise, it's crazy.
I'm going to ask you to take a little step in this
Sorry,
way.
mate,
That's
yeah.
No, that's okay. Well, let's just a quick recap on last week. Victory for Ben Whitaker.
Yeah.
I want to put out a tweet. There's always controversy around his name, but people are talking, and that's all that matters, right? With a superstar like Ben. Your reflection now, you've had what? 38 hours, a couple of hours to sort of watch it unfold?
Yeah, reflection, just settling down. Obviously, I lost my head a little bit. It was a night full of emotion, full of relief, full of celebration, and full of a lot of promise now for the future. You know, he's wrestled with a few demons there. He's come out on top. He showed his class. And for me, he's the biggest superstar in British boxing. We'll be sat here in 2-3 years and he'll be the standout guy, and he deserves it. But now he's mentally locked in. Now he's ready. Now he's got Andy Lee there, and everything just fell into place. After October 12th, which was needed, everything fell into place, and it just shows in life the worst things that happen to you can turn out to be the best things, and that was certainly the best thing that ever happened to Ben Whitaker.
I heard a lot about going into the camp for Ben Whitaker was about sort of almost not righting those wrongs, but being a little bit more focused, getting in with someone like Andy Lee, and I think we can see that in the post-fight interview from Andy Lee as well, backing him, showing he knows what type of man he is. Is that the same as you? Are you seeing a different Ben Whitaker now?
Yeah, well, it's not just the backing. I think when we were discussing what trainers to go with, I think for me it was about having a good person as well as a good trainer, because there was a lot going on, and Andy's been there and he's experienced it. He's such a calming influence. When you're in his presence, nothing can flutter him, nothing can get too much, and I think that's what Ben needed, to feel like he was with someone that was attentive, was understood those things, and but also someone that he could really trust, having been at the top level. And yeah, it's a great combination. Already it's settled in really nicely, and the first thing Ben wants to do is go back, get him back in the gym and get going. He's got the bug for it now. He knows how far he can go. He just needed a couple tweaks, and now he's in the right setup to go to the top.
I saw your conversation just briefly with Dave Caldwell after the fight. Upon reflection and watching it back, me myself, I thought it was great TV. That's what pundits are there for, to take sort of their opinions. I thought Dave was fantastic. I thought Johnny was fantastic. That almost made it the broadcast it was in some sense. Would you agree in hindsight?
I completely agree. Look, boxing's all about different conversations, and to be honest, looking back, there's sometimes it's frustrating when you're watching a boxing broadcast and everyone's just agreeing and everyone's towing the line, and you see in the football with Mika and Roy and Gary how good it is for the sport when they're at each other, when TV and you've got the different opinions. I think we need it more in boxing, where people aren't afraid to say exactly what they think. And so yeah, of course, I know Dave well. I see him after, I say, why are you killing him? Bit of tongue-in-cheek. At the same time, I think at the time
but
someone had said,
quite emotional. I was at the time, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was emotional. I'm going to back Ben Whitaker all the way to the top, and I think, I was at that time. I was probably very defensive given what had happened the past 6 months. But he did the business. That's all that matters. And fair play to Dave. He says what he thinks, and all's well that ends well.
Ben, you've just put up a funny Instagram post. It's not on site, an edit that's been put together. Are you brewing this tension with Edward already?
Listen, that week was the craziest week. But I just that clip I just find so funny. The on-site. I wanted someone sent me that, but they said on-site so many times. I felt like it had to be done. But let's see if it's on-site. But I have a feeling.
If it's on site,
I have a feeling it won't be. I have a feeling it won't be.
Eddie's side or your side?
Listen,
Are you on site?
I've never been on site in my life. But
At least you're honest, mate.
Yeah.
Has Eddie ever been on site?
I don't think I've definitely probably been more on site than Eddie Hearn. Let's be honest.
What's that?
I've been more on site than Eddie Hearn.
You've been more on site than Eddie Hearn. He pushed you off the stage, Ben.
He did push me off the stage when I wasn't looking. He's gone for the one guy he thinks he can get away with it. But let's see what happens this week. It'll be certainly interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Just a couple more from me. Did you see the lie detectors that both Chris and Conor did?
No.
Good pieces of content from the Ring magazine.
What was it?
They asked Chris Eubank who would win in a fight. Would Ben Shalom knock out Eddie in a fight? Now, he did back you and say yeah. However, the lie detector come back and said no. Your reaction to that?
My reaction is, it's very hard if you see a 6'6" guy against myself. It's like, hey, Valuev. On paper, you think Valuev's going to do it, but the reality
That's a really
is,
good analogy.
well, it is. And so of course I can see. The reality is, Eddie's getting on, and he's struggling a 10-round fight. But no, I've not seen that. I rate that he backed me.
We expect Conor to come out a little bit sharper, quicker at a pair, but Chris Eubank Jr. more seasoned, more strong. Will be able to kind of box off the jab a little bit. How do you expect to see the fight play out? How does Chris win? Can he knock him out?
I think it'll be a frantic first couple of rounds, first 2 or 3 rounds, but then I do expect a knockout win from Chris Eubank Jr. and I can't wait. It's been a crazy night on Sunday night, but I think it's going to be even crazier on Saturday. And I think frantic first 3, and then Chris will take over and take him out.
The atmosphere at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium will be absolutely electric. In my head, given everything that happened with the first fight, the fathers and the legacy that they've left, I kind of almost don't believe it's real until I hear that first bell ring. Do you feel a little bit the same?
Definitely, and it's just madness that they were actually on fight week. Like I woke up this morning and I was like, my God, it's actually happening on Saturday. It feels like too soon. Let's hope it actually happens. Let's hope nothing crazy happens. Let's hope no one does anything stupid, and Saturday night takes place, and it'll be a historic night for British boxing.
Just finally, on the rest of the lads on the card for you, talk me through that.
Look, for me, the biggest fight with the most amount on the line is Vidal Riley against Sheb Clark. You got 2 of the best young coming through cruiserweights. Sheb's had his moments. But Vidal for me is the one coming through that is going to surprise a lot of people. I think he's going to put on a massive statement on Saturday. I believe he's got everything. I think he's got absolutely everything. He's going to prove that on Saturday and hopefully start headlining shows from the back of it. Chris Miller-Smith against Glanton from a firefight point of view, it's the best fight on the card. And so 2 great fights. But I think we're going to do the boxer triple.
Ben
I would say that.
Shalom.
Ben on side Shalom.
Would you mind doing it with me as opposed to Bevis?
I prefer Bevis, obviously. The boxer triple there, I would put your money on that.
Lump your money on the boxer triple,
Yeah.
Ben Shalom says. Ben on site Shalom, thank you very much.
Thank
for
you
speaking
very
to us at
much.
the Stomping
Cheers.
Ground.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, April 26th, Eubank Jr. versus Benn. 30 years of rivalry and hatred.
I do hate him.
All comes down to this. The next generation, a new destroyer. For family, history, legacy. Eubank Jr. versus Benn, April 26th. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.